So you're doing project 3 and you've been given a kind of a blank store and you're messing around with it. But you think to yourself, I'd really like to take this to the next level. Let me show you how you might do some pretty cool things with that. I'm sharing my screen. We're going to go into what else, SketchUp, and we're going to take a look at this. Here's our beautiful little model. What if you wanted to put a second floor on this thing? Let's just kind of take a look at some of the options that you might have. I've got my tags window open. I can turn on the ceiling and see there's my spot. I could then grab my push-pull tool and roll over this spot right here, P for push-pull, and this thing right here will give me another level. I can pull that wall up, say 9 feet, and now I've got a second floor on my building. And what if I wanted to make the floor? Right now the floor, as you know, is just, one molecule thick. It's just a thin layer. But I can pull that up and say, let's make that, say 3 inches thick. As you notice, I don't have to type 3 inches. I can just type 3. It assumes inches. And then what I want to do is say, well, now that I need to make a way for people to get upstairs. So I could put a staircase along the wall, but I'd rather show you how to make a spiral staircase. It's pretty cool. I'm going to cut a hole here in the floor just to say, in case people wanted to come upstairs, they could. Let's make that, say, 6 feet by 6 feet. And then what I'm going to do is pull that down the same 3 inches. I'm just going to type 3, and it goes okay. And then what it'll do is cut a hole right there. So I can pop that out, and now I can see down into my store. There's the rest of my store. So now what I need to do is build a spiral staircase. As you know, I recommend building stuff outside and then putting it in, installing it inside the store as a group. So here's how you go about drawing a spiral staircase. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to put a 3-foot wide radius on it, 3 feet. So that's going to be a 6-foot across circle, which will fit nicely into that hole that we just broke. All I need is one slice of this pie, of this pizza pie. I'm going to get my pencil tool, roll over the outside, and it tells me there's the center right there, snap. So I can go click to that, and then I can come back to there and click to that spot, and I've got a slice of my pie. I can throw the rest of that circle away. Thank you for everything. I don't need you any longer. Doink, click, and gone. Now I'm going to grab this and pull it up. Well, how deep are our steps going to be? 2 inches? 2, sure, why not? And now what I'm going to do is group this guy, sorry, not group it, make a component out of it. I want to be able to make a component because, right click, make me a component, because I want to do things to it later on. It's the step of our stair. Replace, because I've already made one. So now I got one step. Now what I want to do is rotate that around this central axis. Q gives me my rotation tool. I insist that it's on the blue axis. I just tap my up arrow key and I click once there. Now what I want to do is type my option key or my control on my PC. See, it gives me that little plus sign on my protractor, which means it's going to give me another one. I'm cloning it. I'm not just moving it. Click there and drag out until those 2 edges touch right there. Snap. It's 15 degrees. Perfect. Well, if I can do math, I know that there's 360 degrees in a circle. If I go 15 degrees, I can do that 24 times and have it go all the way around. So I'm just going to type X2, 4. You see it's coming up in my angle down below in my dimensions window, and then hit enter, and gazoinka. There's one whole circle of pineapple slices, pizza pie, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I've got 24 of those. Now we remember making these walls. The original downstairs was 12 feet tall, which means I want this to be a 12-foot tall staircase to go from the floor up to the next floor. So a comfortable height for a step is 6 inches. So if I want to go up 12 feet, I'm going to need 24 steps to go up that high. Every step covers a half of a foot, right? So I'm going to get my move tool, M for move, option to say clone what I've got right here, and I'm going to pull this up, not on those darn little red crosses. I'm just going to pull this up on the blue axis. I have to make sure it says on blue axis. On the blue axis. Tell me it's on the, there we go. And then I go 6. So it moved it up 6 inches. And then I go again, X24, do that 24 times. Now this is the crazy part about this. This is a crazy part. I've just made every step on every level. I only want one step of every level. So what I'm going to do is come down here and say, give me this one, give me that one. This is going to take just a minute, so you might want to speed this part up. I'm just going to kind of walk through the whole darn thing and pick at every level. I'm picking the next one up. I'm using my shift click to select and grab that one. And then in just a minute, you'll see what we're going to do. We're going to throw away everything else and only keep these steps. So as I say, you might find yourself going, I just got to go faster because he's going so slow. Select right there. Is that the next one? I think that's the next one right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. And grab the next step as we go up the ring. I think that one's the next one too. 0 to go back to there. And then my space bar, by the way, goes back and forth between selection, and I'm just holding down my shift key. So there are my 24 steps that I have selected in a spiral pattern up this stack of pizza slices. Now for a cool trick, as you know, select, if I hold down the shift key, it will select more than one thing. If I also hold down, I've got my selection tool right now, I'm going to hold down the shift key and pull a selection rectangle over this entire pile. What that does is select everything that's not in my selection before. So I've selected everything that's not my spiral stairs. And then I hit delete, and look at that, my friends. There's our spiral staircase. It's pretty cool. What I'm going to do here is put a little pole right in the middle. I'm going to come down here, get my circle tool, go click to that spot, and pull that out and maybe make that, you know, a 3-inch radius on that. And then pull that all the way up to the top step or slightly beyond. There we go. So now what I've got is a spiral staircase that is pretty cool. Now you might find yourself thinking that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. We're not even there yet. We're not done. I'll show you something even better. I wish I had a railing on this stairs because I don't want to fall off. I'll crack my neck. So what I'm going to do is open up one of these components. I double click on it to open it up, and then I'm going to get a line tool, my pencil tool, and just draw a blue line up, say 3 feet. So it's a comfortable height for me to reach. 36 inches. Up it goes. Do you see what's happening to those steps? And then I'm going to grab another pencil tool and go here, and I'm just going to touch the next railing. And look at that. And now what I'm going to do is come down here. I'm going to grab that line and that line, click and click, snap, snap, and weld those edges. Control click, weld edges. Yeah. And now I'm going to get my circle tool again. C for circle. Come down here at the base, click there, and say I only want that to have a radius of 1 inch. And then I'm going to select this, say follow me, and then zoop up that railing, and there is our spiral staircase, my friends. All I got to do now is group that guy, get back out of the component, group that whole darn thing, make me a group, control click, and then slide that into my model. So I hope you think that's the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life, because I thought it was pretty cool. And that, my friends, is how to take your model to the next level. See what I did there?